Good morning, friends. C.v.raman was an Indian physicist. His work was influential in the growth of science in India. Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman was his full name. He was the recipient of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930. This was for the discovery that when light traverses a transparent material, some of the light that is deflected changes in wavelength. This phenomenon is now called Raman scattering and is the result of the Raman effect. Today is the birthday of C.v.raman. He was born on the 7th day of November 1888 in Thiruchirapally, the formerly Trichinopoly, Tamil Nadu, India. He died on the 21st day of November 1970 in Bangalore. His father was a lecturer in mathematics and physics, and therefore he had an academic atmosphere at home. He earned Bachelor's and Master's degrees at Presidency College, University of Madras, with high distinctions in physics. Thereafter, Raman became an accountant in the finance department of the Indian government. He became professor of physics at the University of Calcutta in 1917. He carried an experimental research in the laboratory of the Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science at the then Calcutta, of which he became honorary secretary in 1919. He became professor at the Indian Institute of Science at Bangalore in 1933, and since 1948 he was director of the Raman Institute of Research at Bangalore. Raman's earliest researches in optics and acoustics were carried out while he was a student. He dedicated his entire career to the two fields of investigation. He founded the Indian Journal of Physics in 1926, of which he was the editor. Raman sponsored the establishment of the Indian Academy of Sciences and has served as president since its inception. Then he was president of the current Science Association, Bangalore. In 1961, he became a member of the Pontifical Academy of Science. Studying the scattering of light in various substances, in 1928, Raman found that when a transparent substance is illuminated by a beam of light of one frequency, a small portion of the light emerges at right angles to the original direction, and some of this light is of different frequencies than that of the incident light. These so-called Raman frequencies are the energies associated with the transitions between different rotational and vibrational states in the scattering material. Besides, Raman contributed to the building up of nearly every Indian research institution in his time. He founded the Indian Journal of Physics and the Indian Academy of Sciences. He trained hundreds of students who found important posts in universities and government in India and Myanmar. He was the uncle of Subramanian Chandrasekhara, who won the 1983 Nobel Prize for Physics with William Fowler. Raman effect, that is, change in the wavelength of light, occurs when a light beam is deflected by molecules. When a beam of light traverses a dust-free, transparent sample of a chemical compound, a small fraction of the light emerges in directions other than that of the incident or incoming beam. Most of this scattered light is of unchanged wavelength. A small part, however, has wavelengths different from that of the incident light. Its presence is a result of the Raman effect. The phenomenon is named for Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman, who first published observations of the effect in 1928. Austrian physicist Adolf Schmeckel theoretically described the effect in 1923. It was first observed just 1 week before Raman by Russian physicist Leonid Mandelstam and Grigory Landsberg. However, they did not publish their results until months after Raman. Raman scattering is perhaps most easily understandable if the incident light is considered consisting of particles or photons with energy proportional to frequency that strike the molecules of the sample. Most of the encounters are elastic, and the photons are scattered with unchanged energy and frequency. On some occasions, however, the molecule takes energy from or gives up energy to the photons, which are therefore scattered with diminished or increased energy, hence with lower or higher frequency. The frequency shifts are thus measures of the amounts of energy involved in the transition between initial and final states of the scattering molecule. Raman's memoirs, Maintenance of Vibrations, and dealing with the theory of the musical instruments of the violin family appeared in bulletins of the Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science. An article on the theory of musical instruments was published in the 8th volume of the Handbuch der Physik in 1928. In 1922, he published his work Molecular Diffraction of Light and a New Radiation in 1928. The latter gained him the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics. Among his other interests have been the optics of colloids, electrical and magnetic anisotropy, and the physiology of human vision. Raman was honored with a large number of honorary doctorates and memberships of scientific societies. He was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1924 and was knighted in 1929 too. On the occasion of the birthday of cvraman 2024, on behalf of Institute of Harmony and Peace Studies, New Delhi, I wish to make a strong appeal to my fellow humans in India and world over. Let us draw inspiration from the great physicist cvraman and contribute to the culture of science and scientific temper. Hail the great physicist C.V. Raman. Thank you.